Welcome to day 7 of my Chicago Golf's Indoor Golf Challenge. Thank you again for joining me. Yesterday we talked about impact alignments, and today we're going to talk about how to release the club and finish your golf swing. I want to show you some slow motion video analysis of Rory McIlroy demonstrating the 2 types of releases. Then I want to give you some drills that you can do in your living room to help you better finish your golf swing. So let's go ahead and get started today. So let's talk about the release and the finish part of your golf swing. The release is how the golf club in your hands are moving through the hitting area and what the club face in your hands and your body do through this part of the golf swing. There's 2 basic types of finishes. One would be where we are trying to control the club face, and typically we'll do this kind of finish when we are hitting shorter clubs and we're very focused on accuracy. So the kind of finish that I'm describing right now would be holding the finish, holding the club face, keeping our hands solid. And as we come through, we're keeping this golf club looking at the target for a long time. And as we come through like this, we're going to abbreviate the length of our finish. The club face had very little rotation through impact. We just hold the base, we hold our arms right here. And when we do that, we're gonna have accuracy with our shots. And typically we do this with our shorter clubs, our sand wedge, pitching wedge, 9 and 8 iron. And this kind of finish where we hold the face, this not only helps us hit it straight, it also helps us control distance, and it's really good when we're playing into the wind. The one thing with holding the finish like this, although your accuracy will go up, your distance goes down. And so the second kind of finish would be a full release, where we still have good impact alignments, but the energy that that's in that club head is releasing. The club tends to rehinge, and then it goes over our shoulder, and we finish with the hands right next to our ear, and the club going right through the ears. So the hold finish would look like this. And then the all-out release, where we're going for max speed, would look something closer to this. So those are the 2 kinds of finishes. That full release, that's typically what we're doing when we're hitting a driver or a long iron. And then that hold-off finish is when we're trying to control accuracy, distance, and we're doing that with our scoring clubs, our short clubs, sand wedge, pitching wedge, 9, 8. So let me show you some video analysis of Rory McIlroy doing the 2 finishes, and then I'll show you how to practice this in your living room. All right, so here we have Rory McIlroy hitting 2 shots on opposite ends of the spectrum. So on the left-hand side, he has a driver, longest club in the bag, it goes the farthest. And then on the right-hand side, it looks like he has a sand wedge in his hand. So he has same grip, good fundamentals, no manipulation in the takeaway. And he's gonna make this full swing going back. You're also gonna notice here that the length at the top of the swing is shorter with the wedges, and then with the driver, the shaft gets closer to parallel. Okay? But what we're talking about today, we're talking about the finish. So as we start to approach impact, he has these good impact alignments that we talked about in yesterday's video. That straight line between that lead arm and the shaft. Now this is where it's going to be different. So over on the left-hand side, he's hitting a driver, so he's going for max distance. All right. Both of these, the hips are open and the arms extend, but with the driver, the club is going to release over his shoulder. And then with the wedge, his body keeps turning and he's holding on to the face. So at the finish of the golf swing, it looks very different right here. Again, this finish over on the left-hand side, that's for max speed and distance. And then this one over here on the right, this is for maximum accuracy. So let's help you with these two kinds of finishes. Let's talk about that first finish, the hold finish. So when we do this, this is for players that are struggling with hitting the green with their approach shots from like 100 yards, 70 yards, 125, those short distances. Or really anybody that's just feeling like they're kind of spraying their irons. What I'd like you to do is do this with a pitching wedge first, and then do it with an 8-iron. And I want you to hit golf balls. Once you get into your good setup, I want you to hit balls where you're feeling like you're bringing it halfway to 3/4 of the way back. And I want you to hold your finish like this, where your arms aren't going past parallel in the follow through. So it looks like this: 3/4 here, here. And then you could even start small. So when you're doing this at home, just see if you can even chip a ball, and make sure that the ball is starting off straight. So we are controlling the club face. Our hands are not flipping at the bottom of the swing. And so this is, again, especially good if a right-handed golfer is curving a lot of shots to the left. Feel like your right palm is staying facing towards the target for a long period of time, and then we'll hold it. Okay. And so then the second finish would be the full release. This is especially good for players that tend to slice the ball off the tee with their driver. They just slice it off to the right. And so what I want you to do with this one, I want you to actually go a couple feet post-impact. And I want you to look at the leading edge of the club, this bottom part of the golf club. A square club face is when the leading edge, it matches your spine. So right here is a square club face. Here's an open one. This is where players will tend to slice it to the right. Here's the square one. All right, and then this one right here, this one is pointed too far left. And so what I want you to do, I want you to go 2 feet post impact, look at the club face, and then from here I want you to swing back, and then get to the finish. And another thing you could do when you're doing this drill, feel the face, go to the finish, and I want you to look at yourself in a mirror. And what we're looking for in that mirror, okay, you want to see that the hands are next to your ear and the club is going right through your ears. Your belt buckle and eyes are facing the mirror. And so there's a mirror right behind this camera, and I am looking at myself. I could see that the shaft of the club is right through my eyes, my hands are next to my ear, and I'm balanced. So those would be your checkpoints. If you're a slicer, allow the club to release. If you need some more accuracy with your irons, with your short clubs, you're tired of going left, then practice the one where you're holding on to it. Start off with the pitching wedge and then go to an 8-iron until you can get control of the club face and get that ball starting straight. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.